me.
Who's going to win tonight?
Chucky Taylor. I won't. Chucky Taylor, 15.
It's a big weekend of racing here in New England, the inaugural weekend for the New Hampshire International Speedway just up the road in Loudon, New Hampshire. And I'd like to welcome representatives and fans that have made the trip down from Loudon to be with us here tonight at Lee USA Speedway. You're going to see a great night of action, and it's set to get underway. Heat number 1, these are the Lee USA Speedway hobby stocks making their way down to the racetrack. On the pole of this one is car number 92. That is Mike Gallo of Sanford in the number 92, alongside the 01 from Barrington, Dave Holt. The 09 grids next from Tamworth, that's Mike Davis, and alongside of him, the number 28 from Barrington, Jim Brown. Inside, third row, goes to car number 8 from Ipswich, Steve Russo. And then inside of the fourth row, the 06 from York, Maine, that's Len Bowles. As the field gets set to take the green, 8 laps, 6 cars to qualify. Hobby stock heat number 1. Also on the field, the number 9 of Mike Barry out of Northwood, and the 61 tonight being driven by Glenn Billings of Rochester. As we're underway, heat number 1. And these are the USA Speedway hobby stocks. Already some trouble in the turn as Mike Gallo and Jim Brown get together. Brown comes around, able to keep going. Meanwhile, that's an advantage to the 01 of Dave Holt, who gets well out in front. Good sized lead on the backstretch. The 09 of Mike Davis runs in second spot, and Len Bowles all the way up to third already in the 06. And Steve Russo in the 8th runs in fourth spot. Leaders have really strung it out as they make their way off the second turn and down the backstretch. Dave Holt, the leader. Mike Davis runs second. Len Bowles way up high off that second turn. Has Steve Russo trying to get underneath, and no room there as Russo and Bowles come together, spin completely around and down into the infield. Let's see who gets fired first and back out there. Okay, Russo with the advantage beats Bowles out of the infield, but not before dropping all the way to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, back up front, Mike Davis runs into the back of Dave Holt as they battle for the lead. Holt is loose. Davis on the outside takes the lead. Already some rough action in the Lee USA Speedway hobby stock division. That's why we call them the unpredictable hobby stocks here at Lee USA Speedway. All kinds of action all over the racetrack. As this time by, they'll get 2 laps to go. 2 to go. Your leader, Mike Davis. Dave Holt runs second. Here's Jim Brown in the 28 for third. Mike Gallo is fourth. Steve Russo runs fifth. And Len Bowles runs sixth. So if all these cars can stay running out there, they will all qualify for tonight's feature event. White flag, a lap to go. Checkered flag will fly this time, and Mike Davis will win it. Dave Holt finishes second. Now, just coming off the fourth turn, third place finisher, the 28 of Jim Brown. Mike Gallo for fourth in the 92. Steve Russo fifth, and Len Bowles in the 06 finishes sixth, then the final qualifying spot. Heat number 1 for the Lee USA Speedway hobby stocks, and already the action is fast and furious in the Lee USA Speedway hobbies. Set to go on the pole, and this one will be the number 58 That's Brian Batchelder. Alongside of him, the 37 from Barrington, Dave Mountain. Then the 20 from Rochester. That's Rockin' Rick Fountain. Alongside of him, the 27 junior, Lance Davis from East Lebanon, Maine. The 47 is Johnny Durant from Northampton. The 12, the current point leader, Joe Mountain. The 43 is Johnny Arbo. As they take the green flag, they are underway. 38 of Mike Courier also on the field as Hobby Stocks go 3 wide through turn 2. Dave Mountain stuck up on the outside, loses that outside pole position, drop kicked all the way back in the field as the leaders race off the 4th turn. Brian Batchelder out in front. Lance Davis is 2nd. Joe Mountain runs 3rd. Here comes Johnny Arbo in the 43 in the 4th spot. And John Durant makes a move up on the outside to go to 5th in the number 47. Battle for the lead as Davis moves on the inside, takes the lead away. Here comes Joe Mountain in the 12. Mountain goes to 2nd. Johnny Arbo trying to follow through on the inside groove underneath Batchelder to take over the 3rd spot. Batchelder a little loose through that 3rd and 4th turn, allows Johnny Durant to get down underneath and take the 4th spot away from him. Meanwhile, back up front, Joe Mountain trying the outside of Lance Davis and John Arbo right there in the 43, looking to make a move as the cross flags are up. We're halfway. Arbo gets underneath Mountain as Mountain's stuck on the outside groove, and Arbo goes to 2nd. Now he'll go to work on Lance Davis. Looks to the outside, now looks low off the 4th turn, gets the nose underneath Davis. And he'll race underneath him in the 1st and 2nd turn to take the lead away. Joe Mountain right there, knowing that the only way he's going to make a move is on the inside. He'll try the inside of Arbo. They're coming up on a lap car in the turn. Arbo closes the door through the 3rd and 4th turn, and they've got 2 laps to go this time. Now a 4-car battle for the lead. Arbo holds the lead down the backstretch. Joe Mountain 2nd. Johnny Durant is up to 3rd. Lance Davis runs 4th in the 24 as the white flag comes up with just a lap left. Joe Mountain looks on the high side one more time. And just half a straightaway to try and make the move for the lead as the checkered flag comes up, and Johnny Arbo will hold on to win. Joe Mountain 2nd, Johnny Durant 3rd, Lance Davis 4th, Brian Batchelder 5th, and Rick Fountain finishes in the 6th spot, coming around just out of qualifying, the 37 of Dave Mountain. The 9 is John DeBarro, who was the Hobby Stock feature winner here last Friday night. And also the number 80 on the field. As Hobby Stocks mix it up through the 1st and 2nd turn already. Look out. 25. That's Tim Curley. He gets drop kicked to the back of the field as the race for the lead comes off the 4th turn. Ron Bolduc in front. Mike Kimball 2nd. Brian Thompson is 3rd. And it's Charlie Bodwell, Rob Colby, and John DeBarro dicing it out. Colby looks to the inside of Bodwell on the backstretch. Colby in the 15. Makes a move to take over 4th. Ron Bolduc well out in front as the Hobby Stocks squeal their way through the turns. Bolduc the leader, Brian Thompson runs 2nd, Mike Kimball is 3rd, Rob Colby 4th, and John DeBarro is 5th. Crossed flags this time, halfway through this Hobby Stock heat. Bolduc leads it, Brian Thompson is 2nd. Now a 3-way battle for 3rd. They almost go 3 wide in the turn. Kimball trying to hold him off. Colby in the 15 looks to the inside. Motors past him on the backstretch to take 3rd. Kimball goes back to 4th. And now Charlie Bodwell on the brakes hard in turn 3, trying to get underneath John DeBarro. Meanwhile, Bolduc's got himself a good-sized lead. Now Colby in the 15 will try the inside of the 69 in an attempt to take over second spot, and does. 2 laps to go this time. Oh, and look out, they mix it up off the second turn and down the backstretch. John DeBarro comes out on top of that one to take over third, as they'll go under the white flag this time and just a lap left. Bolduc the leader, Colby runs second, DeBarro is third, Charlie Bodwell in the 73 runs fourth, and Brian Thompson fifth in the 69. Checkered flag is up. Bolduc wins it, Colby for second, DeBarro third, Charlie Bodwell fourth, Brian Thompson fifth, Mike Kimball sixth in the final qualifying spot. The late model division of the Lee USA Speedway will be out next for their qualifying events. Another 8-lap heat, 7 cars to qualify this time for the Lee USA Speedway late models. Here they come. Dave Delaney from the outside pole position takes the lead. Fielding goes to second, and a battle for third between Began in the 52 and Greg Stower in the 5. Now Began gets down underneath Steve Fielding in an attempt to take over the second spot, and does on the backstretch. Greg Stower trying to follow suit as well as Fielding works the outside through the third and fourth turn. Battle for second now between A.J. Began and Greg Stower, as Stower works on the outside to take over second. Dave Delaney still the leader. Greg Stower runs second. A.J. Began is third. Bob Bolduc fourth. Ed Collins is fifth, halfway through the first late model heat. Now Greg Stower will try the outside of Dave Delaney as they race through the third and fourth turn. Delaney tries to hold him off as Stower does it the hard way up on the outside. And Motors by on the front stretch to take the lead. Delaney goes to second. A.J. Began is third. Bob Bolduc is fourth, and a battle for fifth with Ed Collins in the 77. And then the 72 of Bob Burrill. 2 laps to go. Greg Stower open up a good-sized lead in the Collegetown Mobile London Machine-sponsored car number 5 as he gets the white flag and just a lap to go. Checkered flag goes up, and we got a battle for second waging off the fourth turn. Stower wins it. Delaney holds on for second. A.J. Began third. Bob Bolduc fourth. Bob Burrill finishes in the 5th spot. Ed Collins 6th. And Pat Patton 7th in the final qualifying spot for the Lee USA Speedway late models heat number 1. Set to go with heat number 2 for the Lee USA Speedway late models. Chuck Taylor and Bud Savory in the front row. Here they come. There's the green. And And Savory goes to the lead from the outside pole position. Taylor goes to second. Frank Evans works the outside for third in the 61. Then it's Mitch Wendell and Brian Grant's dicing it out for the fourth spot. Jeff Denning getting a little loose in the number 45. It causes Charlie Diamond to dive into the infield, but everybody makes it to the turn in fine shape as they now race down the backstretch. Bud Savory the leader, Chuck Taylor is second, Frank Evans is third, Brian Grants is fourth. Now Taylor goes underneath Savory to battle for the lead as they race off the second turn. Savory in trouble way up high on the backstretch. And is drop kicked back several spots as Chuck Taylor's the new leader. Brian Grants runs second, and a battle for third with Mitch Wendell on the inside and Frank Evans on the outside in the 61. Cross flags this time. And Chuck Taylor continues to lead. Brian Grants is second, Mitch Wendell is third. Two laps to go this time. And Grants looks to the outside of Chuck Taylor. White flag is up. Look out, Charlie Diamond in trouble in the turn into number 8. Gathers it back up, but loses a few car lengths on the rest of the field as they freight train it down the backstretch. Chuck Taylor looks like he'll hold on to win this qualifying heat for the late models, and does. Brian Grants for second, Mitch Wendell third, Dennis Dupuis fourth, Frank Evans fifth, Brian Short sixth, and seventh and final qualifying spot goes to the number 8 of Charlie Diamond. So Chuck Taylor in the A. Camelucci sponsored car number 15 after sitting out competition last week. They blown rear end in that race car. Got it back together this weekend, obviously in fine shape as he comes home the winner in that late model heat. And the 64X, again a backup car to Dan Bezanson. Set to take the green. Heat number 1 for the Pro Stocks, and they're underway. Rick Burrell in trouble in the 0-2, loses a few spots as Damon Tavalaris works the inside in the number 6. Damon Tavalaris the leader, Steve Channing is second, Pete Madden is third, Bobby Gahan runs fourth, and Ken Schrader in the 64X now runs in the 5th spot. Schrader down underneath Gahan, trying to take that 4th spot away as Steve Channing and Pete Madden dice it out for second. Cross flags go up, we're halfway. Real battle from second on back as Madden seems to have won that battle on the outside in the 40s. He gets ahead of Steve Channing and takes over second. Now the race for third as Bobby Gahan works the outside of Channing in the number 50. This time by, they'll have 2 laps to go. turn, the 0-2 of Rick Burrell. Able to get going again just off the fourth turn. White flag is up and just a lap left. Damon Tavalaris the leader. Pete Madden runs second. Bobby Gahan is third. Ken Schrader fourth. And then it's Steve Channing fifth in the number 27 as the checkered flag comes up. Tavalaris wins it. And Rick Burrell in trouble in the 0-2 again. Damon Tavalaris wins it in the number 6. Pete Madden second in the 40. Bobby Gahan third in the 50. Then Ken Schrader in the 64X finishes in the fourth spot. Steve Channing fifth in the number 27. Wayne Hellowell sixth in the 77. And some of our Winston Cup stars on the racetrack. Driving the 02X, Morgan Shepard in the 02X, and the yellow number 66 being driven by Jeff Bodine. Two of the Winston Cup stars in this lineup. Morgan Shepard in the 02X, Jeff Bodine in the 66. Lights go off on the pace car indicating we'll go green next time. Car goes off, and we are set to go another 8-lap qualifier for the Lee USA Speedway Pro Stocks, and the stars of the Winston Cup Series trying to qualify through these heats. Here they come. And they are underway. Phil Mullen goes to the lead. High off the second turn as Gomer Taylor looks to the inside, gets a nose down underneath. Gomer Taylor in the 03 takes the lead. A spin, that's the 95 of Bob Foster spinning in the turn, but backs down off the racetrack. Phil Mullen runs fourth, Paul Richardson fifth, and Morgan Shepard in the sixth spot. Cross flags go up, we're halfway. Gomer Taylor continues to lead, Bazanson second, Scott Bonney third, Phil Mullen fourth, Paul Richardson fifth, and it's Morgan Shepard followed by Jeff Bodine. This time by, they've got 2 laps to go. Tight battle up front as now Scott Bonney looks to challenge the outside of Dan Bazanson as they race down the backstretch, less than a lap. Battle for second now. Bonney on the outside, Bazanson on the inside, and Gomer Taylor with a full mirror as they come to the checkered flag. Taylor holds on to win. We'll have to wait for the finish. Past first place, we do know that Gomer Taylor, the winner in the 03. Dan Bazanson finishes second in the 64. Scott Bonney third. Phil Mullen in the 5 was fourth. Paul Richardson fifth in the 22. Then Morgan Shepard sixth in the 02X, and Jeff Bodine finishes seventh in the number 66. The 68 is Bob Cotton. The 05 from Litchfield, Pete Frappier. The 7M is Phil Burrell from Merrimack, Mass. The 25X from Southold, New York, that's Steve Hall. The 66 from Georgetown, Mass, that's Paul Richardson. And the 77 driven by Dale Earnhardt. That 64X that we saw Kenny Schrader in Owned and driven by Dan Bezanson. That's Dan's backup car, and the O2X that we saw Morgan Shepard in the last heat, owned by Jerry Martell, by Dale Shaw, normally. Set to go green for another 8-lap qualifier for the Pro Stocks. Here they come. And they're underway. Tight through the first and second turn and down the backstretch. Bob Cotton, and look at Dale Earnhardt. Makes a move on the inside of Pete Frappier. Bob Cotton and Phil Burrill, also Paul Richardson out there in the 66. Burrill right on the back of Bob Cotton, knocking on the door, actually gets Cotton a little loose off the turn. And Earnhardt takes that advantage and moves underneath Phil Burrill to take over the 4th spot. Meanwhile, out front, Paul Richardson well out in front in the 66. Pete Frappier runs 2nd. Bob Cotton is 3rd as Earnhardt tries the inside of Cotton. Paul Richardson with a good-sized lead. Frappier runs 2nd, Bob Cotton 3rd, and now Earnhardt will try the outside. Up on the high side, through the 3rd and 4th turn. Cross flags are up there halfway. Earnhardt makes his way on the outside of Bob Cotton to take over 3rd. Cotton goes to 4th, Phil Burrill runs in the 5th spot. There are the cross flags this time around halfway. Laps to go. Paul Richardson, who's run strong all season here in the number 66, continues to lead. A white flag. Just a lap to go. Richardson won here on May 20th and June 15th in the Pro Stocks. Earnhardt has reeled in Pete Frappier, but he's going to run out of time as the checkered flag goes up this time. Paul Richardson showing a little bit of smoke, wins it. Frappier for 2nd, Earnhardt 3rd, Bob Cotton 4th, Phil Burrill 5th, Steve Hall 6th in the 25X. So Dale Earnhardt showed some aggressive moves in that heat and really reeled in Pete Frappier towards the end of the race. This is up in the 3rd spot as Paul Richardson wins it in the number 66. A little bit of smoke coming off of Richardson's car towards the end. No doubt they'll have a close look at it when he goes back into the pits. The number 56 joining us here tonight at Lee USA Speedway. That's Robert Bodwell, Jr. of Alfred, Maine, in the number 56. Set to take the green, and here they come. They're underway. Another 8-lap qualifier. These are the Lee USA Speedway Street Stars. On the backstretch, Roland St. Onge makes a move up on the outside to take the lead. Fred Jackson way up high, brings it back down, but that allows Fulton Mountain to get underneath him in the 7 to take over 3rd spot. Now Fulton gets down underneath Wayne Dixon to take over 2nd. Roland St. Onge leads. Fulton Mountain is 2nd. Fred Jackson is 3rd. Now Martin Patton runs in the 4th spot. And Bill Clark is 5th. Fulton Mountain right there, looking to challenge Roland St. Onge as they get the crossed flags. We're halfway. Mountain underneath St. Ange takes the lead. Fred Jackson continues to run third. Mark Patton is fourth. Now Dave Plord trying to get down underneath Bill Clark to take that fifth spot away. Clark able to hold him off through the turn. Two laps to go this time. Oh, look out, a spin. Fred Jackson and Mark Patton get together in the turn. Look out, Dave Plord just nudges the wall off the fourth turn. Picks up some cement dust in the rims. Caution flag comes out. Mark Patton and Fred Jackson got together in that turn. Caution comes out. They are both able to get going. Dave Plord in the 45 smacked that cement retaining wall off the fourth turn. There's the green flag for the restart. We'll go green, white checker this time. As they race off the fourth turn, Fulton Mountain continues to lead. Bill Clark in the second spot. Roland St. Ange third. Dave Plord fourth. Fred Jackson in the number 9 is fifth. Checkered flag will fly this time. Fulton Mountain wins it. Bill Clark second. Roland St. Ange third. Dave Plord fourth. And Fred Jackson in the fifth spot. On this one will be the number 14 from Allentown. That's Tom Fuller. And alongside him, the number 27 from Lebanon, Hugh Woodman. The Channel One car is next. That's Mike LaRochelle from Derry. Alongside of him, the number 26, Len Carlson of Barrington. The 88 grids next from Exeter. That's Lee Weldy. Alongside of him is the number 57 from Center Harbor, Brad Layton. Pace car goes off, indicating we'll go green flag racing next time. Tom Fuller and Hugh Woodman in the front row. Set to take the green, another 8-lap qualifier. Here they come. And they're underway. Fuller and Woodman side by side down the backstretch. Dice it out for the lead into the tight turn. Tom Fuller with the advantage on the inside. Finally is able to get by Woodman. Woodman battles back now from the outside, and Mike LaRochelle right there in the Channel One car. Woodman again up on the outside with the disadvantage. Now LaRochelle tries the inside of Tom Fuller, trying to take the lead. It's a little bit of a nudge as Fuller gets loose off the turn, gathers it back up, and LaRochelle's the new leader. Now Brad Layton trying to make a move down underneath Tom Fuller. Layton in the 57 goes to second, and here comes Lee Weldy in the 88. Weldy goes to third. Mike LaRochelle, the leader, in the Channel One car. Brad Layton runs second. Lee Weldy is third. Lenny Carlson fourth. And Hugh Woodman and Tom Fuller renew that battle as that they head up front a little bit earlier now as they battle for the fifth spot. Here comes Brad Layton outside of Mike LaRochelle. Checkered flag goes up and oh! Looks like Brad Layton just nipped him at the line. We'll have to wait for the official finish on that one. Big finish to the Lee USA Speedway Street Stock qualifying heat.
Hey, we are right down here trackside at Victory Lane at Lee USA Speedway. And with me is Morgan Shepard, Winston Cup star here tonight for the Top Dog Invitational. Welcome to Lee USA Speedway.
Thank you. You know, when I walked up on that little bridge up there, that's the first time I seen this speedway, and came out here, and luckily I did get around the racetrack and without crashing the car. Looks like it. You got a lot of good race cars here.
Yeah, we do. We sport a very fine pro stock division that we're pretty happy of, but you didn't do so badly. But that was the first time you were on this race surface when you were out here in the heat?
That was the first time, and we made a few chassis adjustments, and hopefully I went the right way instead of the wrong way.
We'll find out soon enough.
Thank you.
You're looking for a big weekend here in New Hampshire this weekend?
Yes, you know, these folks up here ought to be proud that they've got speedways like this, and you and over Bob Bear's Speedway there, that's going to be a fine facility when they get it all finished, and we'll look forward to coming up and visiting you a lot more.
We look forward to seeing you race in that pro stock feature tonight.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Morgan Shepard, ladies and gentlemen. And next up, next for the SM Top Dog Invitational tonight at Lee USA Speedway, Mr. Ken Schrader. Welcome to Lee USA.
Well, thank you very much. Golf's glad to be up here.
This, Morgan was just saying that the first time he even saw this racetrack was standing on the bridge over there. Did you have the same, let's say, disadvantage?
Well, we went from where we were signing postcards down to the car, and I never got the option to go over the bridge. We just kind of pulled out and take a look at it. So we didn't get to really see it until we were just kind of strapped in.
How's it feel out here?
Car feels real good. I made the wrong decision there with another car and kind of got bottled in there, but I'm looking forward to having a few more laps there for the feature.
How's the feel of this track? I know a lot of drivers come here for the first time. As a matter of fact, a quote that we had not too long ago was smooth as a baby's behind.
Well, it's awful smooth. You know, it amazed me. It's just like a big circle, you know, when you get to running it, and it's plenty wide enough that you can do some good passing, and maybe you can get somebody just in a little bit of trouble and they got room to get saved yet. So I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm sure that, like everybody else, you're looking forward to a big weekend up here in New Hampshire.
Well, we are. We're running at the new Loudon track Sunday in Budweiser 300. I tell you what, it's a beautiful facility. It's very nice now. It's, you know, they've still got a lot more work to do to it, and it's really good to see a super speedway come up this part of the country.
Well, best of luck to you tonight in the Top Dog Invitational and again Sunday up at New Hampshire International.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad everybody come out.
Ken Schrader, ladies and gentlemen. Next up here for the SM Top Dog Invitational tonight at Lee USA Speedway. Here's a guy that's familiar to New England race fans. Welcome him back to Lee USA Speedway, Geoff Bodine. Now, Geoff, no doubt back in your modified days, you probably ran here at Lee USA Speedway, but when it was more of a tri-oval. Have you ever raced since they've redone the surface here?
We ran back, what was it, 1988. We came up with another group, but a little different. We just raced with ourselves. But I remember sitting up here in the grandstands with a native New Hampshire, Lee Allard. I used to drive for him back in the early 80s. But sat up there and watched the race. But the only race I've ever run here was 1988.
So it's going to take you a little while to get used to it, or how did it feel out there in the heat?
Well, Dale Earnhardt got a little practice. I didn't get any practice. I just had to go out in my heat race, and the car went really good. We got kind of hung up in traffic in the beginning, but it's a good car.
So you're looking forward to the Pro Stock feature, and like I've been asking the other guys, looking forward to a big weekend up here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, this is a great weekend for the race fans in New Hampshire with the new track in Loudon. Tonight here with Dale and Morgan, Kenny and I here. This is a lot of fun. How many laps is it? What's this, 500 laps? 500 miles? Which is it?
I don't know, or whoever runs out of gas first, I think is how that deal works. Have you had a chance, how much time have you spent on the track up at Loudon?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not racing there. I was going to run a car, and Dale Shaw needed a car. He's racing for the points up here, so I gave him the car I was going to run. So I'm just kind of watching, signing autographs tomorrow, Sunday, and just having a good time.
Great, gives you a little time off to vacation in New Hampshire. Well, we want to thank you for coming out tonight. Wish you best of luck in the Top Dog Invitational tonight.
Yeah, well, thank you. All your fans go to Loudon tomorrow. My little brother Todd's racing over there. He's running really good, along with Kyle Petty. So, well, they got about 70 cars, a lot of good drivers, a lot of Winston Cup drivers are there. So, come on out this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend.
I guess it would be appropriate to say welcome home, too.
That's right. This is home. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bodine. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, Dale Earnhardt. Now, some of these other guys are saying you got a little extra time to practice out here. Is that true?
I don't know when. I ran here a couple years ago with Bouchard and Buddy Baker and Terry LeBon and them guys, and had a lot of fun then. I got a couple laps of practice in, but not as much as they did.
I think when we watch the heat, you seem to be the most aggressive of the Winston Cup guys out here. I don't know, the fans may be picking you to be the winner of this Top Dog Invitational tonight. How's it feel out here?
Well, it feels good, but you know, the guys that run here every week are pretty tough, and you know, maybe I can race these guys pretty good, but these guys that run here every week are going to be tough to beat.
And it's a big weekend here in New Hampshire. Everybody's looking forward to that inaugural show up at New Hampshire International this weekend, and I'm sure you are too.
Well, we are. It's a great place to race. They built a super racetrack up there. I'm looking forward to running up there Sunday. Our car's running great today in practice, but I'm looking forward even more to hopefully bring the Winston Cup cars up here next year. You know, the New England states have got a lot of good racing up here and good race fans, and I think they pull a heck of a crowd out here, and we could put on a good show for the fans. It'd be a great place to race.
Well, what have you had any time to do anything in New England since you've been up here?
Well, we've just, you know, been up here since Wednesday. We went into Springfield, Mass. and did an autograph session, and we've just been enjoying the place, having dinner here and there, and hadn't had much time really going over to try and getting the car ready and everything, but you know, I've always enjoyed coming up here. It's a lot cooler up here than it is home. It's 100 degrees when we left home, so the weather's nice up here.
So maybe if we could persuade NASCAR to get that 4th of July weekend Winston Cup race to New England, it might feel a little more comfortable.
Well, I think it'd be super, you know, as far as the heat. I like running Daytona July 4th, though, so we have to keep it there, and then we'll come up here the week after to cool off.
All right. Well, best of luck tonight, and best of luck Sunday up at New Hampshire International.
Well, win, lose, or draw, we're going to have a good time. That's what we're here for.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dale Earnhardt. Shepard in the 02X, Ken Schrader in the 64X, Dale Earnhardt in the 77X, and Jeff Bodine in the yellow number 66. Set to take the green. Essen presents the Top Dog Invitational. Here they come, and there's the green flag. They are underway and already trouble in the turn. Jeff Bodine in the wall in turn number 1, and the caution flag comes out. Trouble on the backstretch, the 22 of Paul Richardson. Yellow flag comes out. That's Bodine up against the wall between the first and second turn. He's able to drive away. Appears to be a flat tire. Flat left rear in Bodine's number 66. He makes his way down the backstretch. So trouble before we even complete a lap. Bodine
Puts the Bob Cabral, car number 66, into the pits. And here's hoping a repair can be made. Steve Channing takes the number 27 into the pit area. Field has shown the furled green, indicating we'll go back green flag racing. And here they come. And the Pro Stocks are underway. Tight through the first and second turn and on down the backstretch. Damon Tavalaris leads. Bob Cotton in the 68 down underneath. Phil Mullen trying to take over the second spot. Dan Bazanson in the 64 goes for third underneath Mullen. Phil Burrill right there. And now Ken Schrader on the move in the 64X. Bobby Gahan in trouble in the number 50, drops to the inside of the racetrack. Appears to be getting back up to speed. Here comes the leader off the fourth turn, Damon Tavalaris. Cotton runs second. Dan Bazanson is third. Pete Madden is fourth. Phil Burrill is fifth. And Ken Schrader runs in the sixth spot. Wayne Hellowell seventh. Burrill way up high. And he'll pull out in the 7M. Phil Burrill is out of it. Tavalaris continues to lead. Bob Cotton runs second. They're starting to pull away from the rest of the field. As Dan Bazanson runs third. Pete Madden is fourth. Ken Schrader is fifth. Wayne Hellowell sixth. Pete Rapier seventh. Race off the fourth turn and down the front stretch. Now a battle between the two Bazanson cars as Dan Bazanson tries to hold off his backup car with Ken Schrader at the wheel. Schrader right on the back bumper. Wayne Hellowell's is sixth. Pete Rapier is seventh. Bill Mullen is eighth. Scott Bonney ninth. Paul Richardson is 10th and Dale Earnhardt runs 11th. Morgan Shepard is 12th. Schrader looking to make a move down underneath Dan Bazanson on the backstretch. Schrader going for that fourth spot down underneath Dan Bazanson. Schrader gets underneath and takes over fourth. Bazanson goes to fifth. Wayne Hellowell sixth. Pete Rapier in the 05 is seventh. Paul Richardson is eighth. Scott Bonney runs ninth. Phil Mullen is 10th. Now Dale Earnhardt starts to move on the outside of Mullen. Trying to take over that spot. A spin in the turn. That's Wes Saunders in the number 96. Damon Tavalaris looking for his first feature win in the Pro Stocks after being the 1989 Street Stock champion, and the number 6 continues to lead. Tavalaris the leader. Bob Cotton runs second. Ken Schrader is third. Right there knocking on the door as we're at the halfway point. 15 down and 15 to go. Schrader runs third, right on the back bumper of Bob Cotton. Then Pete Madden in the 40 is fourth. Dan Bezanson in the 64 is fifth. Wayne Hallowell is sixth in the 77. Caution flag comes out. The 02X of Morgan Shepard in trouble up in the second turn. Set to take the green, and they do. Bob Cotton up on the outside of Damon Tavalaris. Races for the lead as they head on down the backstretch. Schrader continues to run third. Dan Bezanson is fourth. Now Wayne Hallowell on the move in the 77. Schrader looks to the inside of Bob Cotton on the backstretch. Gets the nose down underneath and takes over the second spot. Schrader goes to second and now looks underneath Damon Tavalaris. Tavalaris in the sixth. Continues to lead. Ken Schrader runs second. Bob Cotton is third. Dan Bezanson is fourth. Paul Richardson runs fifth on the outside. Wayne Hallowell sixth in the 77. 10 laps to go this time by. 10 to go. And it appears that Damon Tavalaris has that Zelonis Excavating car number 6 hooked up tonight. Now, Schrader looks to the inside of Tavalaris. Hangs tough in the turn. They race off to the fourth turn. Schrader makes a move on the inside and takes the lead. Ken Schrader, the new leader. Damon Tavalaris goes to second. Bob Cotton is third. A battle for fourth with Paul Richardson up on the outside of Dan Bezanson. He takes over the fourth spot. Bezanson goes to fifth. Wayne Hallowell is sixth. And Dale Earnhardt battles with Scott Bonney as the caution flag comes out. Pete Madden spun on the backstretch in the number 40. Brings out the caution flag with 22 laps complete. Ken Schrader, the new leader. 21 laps complete and 9 to go. A 9-lap sprint to the finish. Schrader and Tavalaris in the front row, then Cotton and Bezanson, Paul Richardson and Wayne Hallowell, Scott Bonney and Dale Earnhardt, Pete Frappier and Dick Byron, Phil Mullen and Morgan Shepard make up the next row. Here they come. No start as the yellow comes back out. Schrader on it just a little too soon. Joe Callan seemed a little more polite that time than he does some of the other times when he warns the drivers. Set to take the green this time. And there's the green flag. They're back underway. A good start. And Schrader gets the lead back. Tavalaris. Oh, and Bob Cotton and Damon Tavalaris get together in the turn. Several cars involved. Caution comes out. Morgan Shepard up there. Paul Richardson in the 22. Also Steve Hall. And of course Damon Tavalaris. And I think we're going to find the 68 of Bob Cotton. We'll have to restart at the rear of the field. Appears official's decision is that Bob Cotton may have had an assist in the spinning of Damon Tavalaris, so he'll restart at the rear of the field in the 68. Meanwhile, there's the 02X of Morgan Shepard coming off of the hook. So two of the Winston Cup drivers end up in the pit area before the night is over. Jeff Bodine, of course, went out before we could get started in a parade lap. Actually, they had taken the green flag but had not completed a lap. An incident in the turn. 21 laps down, 9 to go in the Top Dog Invitational Pro Stock feature event here at Lee USA Speedway. Now the Dan Bezanson team cars line up side by side as they plan their strategy for the restart. Schrader and Bezanson. Does Ken Schrader want to give Dan Bezanson his first feature win of the season here at Lee for letting him use the car? Somehow, I don't think so. And that's fairly evident as Dan Bezanson gets the jump and the caution flag stays out. And Ken Schrader says, hey, I got warned last time. We don't get on it till we're in the turn. Thinking, if I'm going to get beat, I might as well get beat by Ken Schrader. Not all that many guys can say that. All right, now we're set for the restart. Here they come. And there's the green flag. Schrader to the lead again. Now Paul Richardson down underneath Dan Bezanson trying to take the second spot away. And does. Dan Bezanson stuck up on the outside. Richardson goes to second. Schrader continues to lead. Now Dale Earnhardt goes to third as Dan Bezanson goes back to fourth. Schrader the leader, Richardson runs second, Dale Earnhardt is third. Dan Bezanson runs fourth, Pete Frappier and Wayne Hellowell dice it out for fifth spot. One, two, three, they begin to pull away. As now Paul Richardson looks to the outside. Earnhardt gets down underneath Richardson. The battle for second as Earnhardt goes underneath. Only 6 laps left. Earnhardt down underneath Paul Richardson. They're coming up on lap traffic. Tight through the lap traffic. Richardson tries to hold him off. Oh, and Earnhardt and Richardson get together. Dick Byron in the wall hard. And the red flag comes out. Red flag comes out as Dick Byron gets in the wall hard. In turn number 1.
Right. Richardson had no business being up 3-1.
Meanwhile, Paul Richardson and Dale Earnhardt were dicing it out for second spot. And safety crews go to the scene up in turn number 1.
Boy, he hit hard. Whoa.
And unfortunately, a red flag condition so that we can get the safety crews out onto the racetrack. And the word from the scene is that Dick Byron is okay, just shaken up a little bit. But he is okay, and it'll take a couple minutes to get out of the car. I'm sure he got his bell rung. The way he hit that actually hit the cement retaining wall in turn 1 on the driver's side, which is always very dangerous. And luckily, the word is that he's okay. Lights go off on the Scott Pontiac Lee USA Speedway pace car, indicating we'll go back to green flag racing next. The strategy. Ken Schrader, who has driven every kind of race car imaginable, has the local veteran, Paul Richardson, on the outside. Here they come into the turn. And there's the green flag. Richardson tries to motor by and takes the lead. Oh! Schrader and Richardson get together in the turn. They're in the wall. Caution flag comes out. And Dale Earnhardt inherits the lead. Again, Paul Richardson trying to hold his ground, and Ken Schrader trying to get a nose down underneath. They got together in the turn, and it appears that Schrader maybe got the worst of that as he climbs out of the car. He's okay, but will survey the damage to the right front of the 64X. Pace car goes off. Set for the restart. Dale Earnhardt and Dan Bezanson in the front row. Looks like Danny's a little anxious. And no start. Dale Earnhardt says, well, boys, I'm not going to let him get going like that. This time we look for Dale Earnhardt to take the jump. As they are set to restart, here they come at speed, and there's the green. And Dale Earnhardt leads off the turn and gets the lead back. Dan Bezanson goes to second, Wayne Hellowell third, and Pete Frappier is fourth. So Dale Earnhardt, the last of the Winston Cup drivers, basically through attrition of this Top Dog Invitational, continues to lead and open himself up a good lead. Now 5 laps to go. The battle's for second as Dan Bezanson tries to hold off Wayne Hellowell. Hellowell pulls to the outside. And gets by Bezanson to take over second. Bezanson goes to third. Now Pete Frappier will work the outside of Dan Bezanson, trying to take that third spot away. This time by, Earnhardt will get 2 laps to go. 2 laps left.
Earnhardt's looking at the white flag this time by. A pair of 77. Dale Earnhardt, Wayne Hellowell, Pete Madden, Pete Frappier, in the 05. Earnhardt takes the checkerboard. We need a representative from Essence Packing, please, to the start-finish line.
You'll see the same thing Sunday.
We have some security, please. A police officer down here at the start-finish line, please.
at Daytona.
We are down here at the ceremony studio in just a moment. We're going to get a word with feature winner. Congratulated by Ken Schrader here in Victory Lane. We're going to have him come on over here and join us side of the 77X. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Top Dog Invitational feature winner, Dale Earnhardt. Congratulations.
Thank you. Feels good to win here. You know, Wayne and all the guys with the car said the motor was a little bit down in this car, but I don't think I needed any more motor. It was spinning off the corner anyway. But, you know, the track's great, and the car ran great. We'll stay on the bottom after we get, just work through there. Richardson and Kenny got in trouble there, and we got under that and didn't get into it. So we just smooth sailing from there on. Wayne's come along behind me. I was worried about him. I could hear him, but I couldn't see him.
Well, it's kind of an attrition deal here, as you were the last of the Winston Cup drivers to survive. How was it coming up through the pack?
Well, it was a little bit rough there for a while, but I just kept dodging and getting through the wrecks okay, and we just had to watch it as we went, and we just sort of played, take it easy and watch. We didn't have a rear view mirror in this car, and I'm not used to that, so we did pretty good even though we couldn't leave out of it.
Did the engine sound a little bit sour towards the end there?
Well, it had a broke header on it all night, so it just kept me awake. It wasn't too much problem.
Well, hey, congratulations. I think the fans are pretty happy tonight, huh? Ken Schrader is here, and one of the guys that got bit by the attrition tonight. What did happen out there?
We just got to arguing over space, and I figured if I wasn't going to finish, he wasn't going to finish either. So we both wound up. I learned that from Dale.
You got some congratulatory words for your fellow Winston Cup driver here?
Well, he did it like he does every week. He did a hell of a job. I looked up in the mirror, and there at I knew the 6'6" or whatever number was beside us, and I saw Dale behind us, and I said, damn, I'd rather see anybody than Dale behind me. But I knew we'd have to run. I didn't want to see them yellows, but he can drive anything.
That's for sure, and he proved it here tonight. We want to thank you for coming out.
Okay, thank you much. Y'all got a neat place here.
Thank you very much. Ken Schrader, ladies and gentlemen. Wayne, you got to be pretty happy that one of those 77s finished up at Victory Lane tonight.
Yeah, but it was the wrong one.
How tough was it out there tonight? I mean, attrition took its toll on this field.
Yeah, it was getting rough. I didn't know which way to go there for a while. I got up against the wall once, bent the front end a little bit, but I wanted him in them last lap. I just couldn't run him down.
Well, congratulations to you and the crew for fielding both of these cars tonight. I think it was an admirable finish for you, and certainly a big win for Dale tonight. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it tonight. I had a great night here, and we're going to go on up to Loudon and have a good time tomorrow qualifying. See you up there.
Dale Earnhardt, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Essam Top Dog Invitational feature winner.
Bob, I think we
Lights go off on the pace car, indicating we'll go green flag racing next time. Mike Gallo and Brian Batchelder in the front row. Dave Holt celebrating his anniversary tonight. Starts inside of the second row with Mike Kimball. Then it's Mike Davis and Rick Fountain. Brian Thompson out there, and Jim Brown in the fourth row. Set to take the green. Don Horvath on the flags this time. Here they come, the Hobby Stars. And the green flag, they're underway. Mike Kimball in trouble in the 08 up there on the outside, drop kicked back several spots. And here they come off the 4th turn to complete lap number 1. Down the backstretch, Mike Gallo is the leader. Dave Holt runs 2nd. Brian Batchelder is 3rd. Mike Davis runs 4th. Brian Thompson is 5th. John Durant is 6th. Ron Bolduc in the 95 runs 7th. Down the backstretch, Gallo holds on to a good lead. Dave Holt runs 2nd. Mike Gallo continues to lead. Dave Holt 2nd. Then the 58. Brian Batchelder right there. Mike Davis, Brian Thompson in the 69. A real battle as they race off the 4th turn. Rookie driver Mike Gallo from Sanford, Maine continues to lead off the 4th turn as they encounter some lap traffic. Gallo loses the right rear wheel. He comes around in front of the field. Sparks are flying. Look out. The wheel keeps going. It appears that everybody is able to keep going except Gallo in the 92. And the tire making its way down the backstretch now, decides to head down pit road. How convenient. Meanwhile, a tough break for Mike Gallo through the right rear wheel. It looks like the left front is crunched up on that car. Set to restart. With 6 laps complete, they get the green. And Dave Holt holds on to that lead as they race through the 1st and 2nd turn and on down the backstretch. Brian Thompson runs 2nd. Now Ron Bolduc down on the inside for 3rd. And here comes Moon Mountain in the 12th. Also moving up is Big John DeBarro in the number 9. Squealing off the 4th turn they come. And on down the backstretch. DeBarro makes a move down underneath Joe Mountain. Mountain tries to hold him off. Down the backstretch, Holt leads. Brian Thompson is 2nd. Ron Bolduc is 3rd. Now John DeBarro up to 4th as the cross flags come up. We're halfway. Oh, Holt gets mixed up in the turn. Has to get off the gas, and several cars get underneath him, including Brian Thompson, who goes to the lead. Ron Bolduc for 2nd. John DeBarro for 3rd, and Holt tries to scrap his way back into it. Now DeBarro's gone to 2nd and Joe Mountain for 3rd. they race down the front stretch. John DeBarro right there behind Brian Thompson. Thompson tries to hold him off. Now Joe Mountain looks to the inside of John DeBarro. DeBarro tries to hold him off, and they race side by side through the third and fourth turn. Here's that race for the lead off the fourth turn. Joe Mountain gets underneath Brian Thompson to take the lead. Joe Mountain, the new leader. DeBarro runs second, Thompson third, and Bolduc is fourth. 5 laps to go this time, 5 left. Dave Mountain way up high off that fourth turn. Slowing down as brother Joe Mountain leads across the stripe. John DeBarro will try him on the outside. They exchange a little paint into the first turn and down the backstretch. Begin to pull away from the rest of the field. It's a battle between Joe Mountain and John DeBarro. Both previous feature winners in the hobby stock here at Lee USA Speedway. DeBarro trying it the hard way on the outside. Meanwhile, back in third spot, Brian Thompson trying to hold off Rob Colby. Now some sparks off of DeBarro's car. Something comes off the car and slides to the top of the racetrack. And again, he looks to the outside. Joe Mountain trying to hold him off. DeBarro will try and get there as they come up on some lap traffic. White flag is up and just a lap to go. DeBarro will try it again. Now they're going to have to pick their way through that lap traffic. Joe Mountain gets the advantage as he goes to the outside around the lap traffic. Trying to protect the inside. Takes a shot from DeBarro from behind. They're going to be stuck behind that lap car. Here they come to the finish, down to the line. Joe Mountain holds on. John DeBarro for second. Brian Thompson third. Ron Bolduc finishes fourth. Rob Colby finishes fifth. And Mike Davis in sixth spot. Joe Mountain holds on to win a thriller in the Lee USA Speedway hobby stocks as lap traffic almost played an important role and probably did as Joe used that lap traffic as best he could to hold off Big John DeBarro. Joe won here back on the opening show April 8th, also on June 15th, and this will help him with his point lead. He was just 1 point ahead of Glenn Bowles going into tonight's feature event. Joe Mountain will hold on to the point lead in the Lee USA Speedway hobby stocks. Don't go away. Plenty of action yet to come tonight here. Brought to you by the folks at SM Packing of Lawrence. Thanks again to our friends from Budweiser and Motorcraft, strong supporters of the action here at Lee USA Speedway. Still to come, the street stock feature and the late model feature. Not ready to climb out his mount. Did a great job holding on to win that hobby stock feature. He's out of the car. He can hear you now. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Mountain, tonight's hobby stock feature winner.
Congratulations. Thanks. I like this one. This is a well-deserved one tonight.
I'll tell you, we got a great house, and I think that, of course, it's always great to do it in front of a large crowd, and tonight's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, I figured, Earnhardt could do it. There's nothing to it out here. We're one up on Cope, so we're doing better.
One big question that we were asked in the Scores Tower tonight by all the young ladies up there, particularly by Gail, and is that next week is bikini night. Is the moon going to show up in a bikini?
The whole crew's going to show up in bikini.
The whole crew. Congratulations again, Joe.
Thanks, Bob. Thank everybody. Sponsors, Landry's, Guys, Pudgies, Paradises, Mountains, Rochester Truck Repair, Dirty Curdy, he helped us out a couple of weeks ago, RST, always here, Mac Tools, Ben, oh, thanks a lot.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Nice round of applause for the moon.
Wayne Dixon and Tom Fuller in the front row. Dixon in the 6, Fuller in the 14, then Roland St. Ange in the 49, Hugh Woodman in the 27. That good-looking Channel One video car with Mike LaRochelle at the wheel. And Fred Jackson outside of him. Len Carlson in the 26, Lee Weldy in the 88. Larry Abbott in the 4. And Fulton Mountain, Joe Mountain's brother, in the number 7. To make it a double mountain win tonight. They get set to take the green for the street stock feature of 25 laps. Here they come, and there's the green. Street stocks through the first and second turns. Sparks heavy off of Wayne Dixon's number 6. He taps Hugh Woodman, who goes flying into the infield. Fred Jackson in trouble up against the wall as he tries to go outside of Dixon, and the caution flag comes out. Set to take the green. Here they come. And there's the green. Oh, and already trouble in the front stretch. Dave Plord comes around in the 45. Oh! He gets slammed by the 56. Appears that both drivers are okay, but boy, oh boy. Dave Plord, who came around right on the front stretch, looked like everything was going to be safe, and then the 56, that's Robert Bodwell Jr. out of Alfred, Maine, got into him, basically with no place to go. Bodwell is out of his car, pretty heavy damage to the right front. And Plord looking over the front end of his number 45. Set to restart, actually trying to get one lap complete in the street stock feature. Here they come. And they get the green. Through the first and second turn. Tom Fuller, the leader. Hugh Woodman is second. Roland St. Ange in the 49 runs in third. Down the backstretch, Fuller, Woodman, Roland St. Ange, and Lenny Carlson right there in the 26. Here comes Mike LaRochelle in the Channel One car, moving on the outside. Off the second turn and down the backstretch, he's dicing it out with Fulton Mountain. Mountain, ooh, it's into the back of Lenny Carlson. trying to help Lenny along. And La Rochelle is on the move on the outside. Meanwhile, back up front, Fuller and Woodman have a good-sized lead. Roland St. Ange runs in third in the 49. Here comes Brad Layton now in the 57. Lenny Carlson is battled back in the 26. Real race from third on back. Down the backstretch, Layton trying to hold off La Rochelle. Now La Rochelle and Fulton Mountain mix it up in the turn, and La Rochelle has to drop back, stuck up on the outside. Good-sized lead for Tom Fuller. Hugh Woodman right with him. And there's that battle for third. Roland St. Ange trying to hold off Brad Layton in the 57 and Lenny Carlson in the 26. As they come off the fourth turn, three-car battle for third. Layton up on the outside. Motors around St. Ange to take over third. Oh, Lenny Carlson and St. Ange get together. St. Ange spins up into the turn. And he's able to keep it going. Uh-oh, trouble. Hugh Woodman loses the right rear wheel and comes around off the second turn in a shower of sparks. And it brings out the caution flag. And there's the green. Brad Layton, who's been running well on the outside, challenges for the lead. And Tom Fuller tries to hold him off on the backstretch. And off the fourth turn. Layton again tries it on the outside. Tom Fuller holds him off. Layton finally gets around Fuller to take over the lead. Fuller goes to second. Now Lenny Carlson works the inside of Fulton Mountain, trying to take third away. Cross flags go up. We're halfway. Fulton Mountain stuck up on the outside as several cars work down underneath him. Now Mike La Rochelle in the Channell One car works the underneath of Fulton Mountain. Brad Layton opening himself up a comfortable lead on the backstretch. Fuller still runs second. Lenny Carlson right there, and the 30 of Martin LeBlanc in the hunt, along with La Rochelle. 5 laps to go this time for Brad Layton. Tom Fuller doing a good job of holding on to second. Lenny Carlson still runs third. Mark LeBlanc in the 30 is fourth. And Mike LaRochelle runs fifth. Laps to go, this time by for Brad Layton. Tom Fuller still runs second. Lenny Carlson is third. Mark LeBlanc in the 30 is fourth, but that Channel One car of Mike LaRochelle is looking to the inside. Tries to get a nose underneath, and LeBlanc closes the door into the third turn. White flag and just a lap left. Checkered flag goes up, and Brad Layton wins another. Tom Fuller for second. Lenny Carlson is third. Mark LeBlanc fourth. Mike LaRochelle fifth. Bill Clark finishes in the 6th spot. Bob Patch 7th in the 41. And Lee Weldy 8th in the 88. Fulton Mountain finishes up 9th in the number 7. So Brad Layton comes home the winner in the 57 and does a good job of winning it. Brad from Center Harbor, New Hampshire. Car sponsored by Catch Basin Cleaners, of which Brad Layton is the owner. Brad Layton getting close to his wedding day. Just a little over a week away before he makes that walk down the aisle. Number of wins for Brad Layton here at the USA Speedway in past years. He was the Beach Ridge Motor Speedway lap leader in '88. Runner-up, most popular driver there in '88. Lap leader again in '89. Most popular driver in the limited class at Beach Ridge in '89. Driving his 1979 Pontiac Trans Am. Brian Layton, the crew chief there on Brad Layton's number 57 as he pulls it into victory lane. Yes, he's out of the car, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Brad Layton, tonight's Street Stock feature winner. Let's go trackside. Bob Watson is standing by Victory Lane, Bob.
Yeah, I am. And matter of fact, this is kind of a rarity to get Plum down here. He's kind of one of those guys who likes to stay in the back, and the back scenes, works on the car very hard. Again, he drives for, Brad drives for him on a week-to-week basis here. Brad, come on over here for a second. Let's turn around so we can get you up in the camera up there because Mr. Bill Channell is filming all this stuff. First, let me give you this. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to thank Plum Potter for giving me the opportunity to drive his car, and special thanks to the guys that work in the car, especially my brother and all the other guys. And it's a good race car, and NRP race cars, it's a good car, and it just goes good. It's enjoyable to drive.
I got to tell you, we were commenting up there, Plum, a little bit up in the announcer's tower that the car seems so smooth. Certainly Brad drives a smooth car, but the car constructed well too.
Yeah, it's a safe car also.
Well, again, it's nice to have you on a victory lane. You don't do that very often. And Brad kind of puts his car here quite frequently, but it's good to see you down here, Paul. Right. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Nice round of applause. Applause for Brad
Channel One car just And Chuck Taylor is the leader as they race off the 4th turn and down the front stretch. Greg Storr now working the outside of Taylor in the 1st and 2nd turn. A.J. Began right there too in the number 52. Chuck Taylor and Greg Storr dice it out for the lead. Off the 2nd turn and down the backstretch. Storr puts the hammer down. And Taylor hangs tough off the 4th turn. Storr's got the jump and takes the lead. Taylor goes to 2nd. Now Brian Grant's right there in the 79. Does battle with A.J. Began. Down the backstretch, Grant on the outside takes over 3rd. Grant's up on the outside of Chuck Taylor trying to take that 2nd spot away as Greg Storr has opened himself up a good-sized lead down the front stretch. Grant gets by Taylor, takes 2nd. Storr with a good-sized lead. Brian Grant's trying to reel him in. Chuck Taylor still runs 3rd. A.J. Began is 4th. Ed Collins in the 77 runs 5th. And Bill Romprey in the 3 junior runs in the 6th spot. Romprey sporting those Dale Earnhardt colors and has been for the past few years in that 3 junior. Now A.J. Began moves on the outside of Chuck Taylor to take the 3rd spot away. And Brian Grant's trying to gain on Greg Storr. Greg Storr and Brian Grant with a good-sized lead. Almost a straightaway lead over A.J. Began, who runs 3rd. Now Ed Collins moves on the outside of Chuck Taylor, trying to take that 4th spot away. Collins in the 77 up on the high side. We'll get the crossed flags this time, halfway through. Brian Grant has caught up to Greg Storr and will look for a way to work his way around him. A.J. Began runs in a clean 3rd in the 52. Ed Collins is 4th. Chuck Taylor 5th. Mitch Wendell is 6th. Brian Short in the 40 runs 7th. Dennis Dupuis in the 126 runs in the 8th spot. Bob Boldick in the 26 9th, and the 8 of Charlie Diamond runs 10th. Brian Grant looking for an opening to get around Greg Storr. They got a good-sized lead built up. around to complete 20 laps and 5 to go. Greg Storer still the leader. Brian Grants runs second. A.J. Began is third. Ed Collins in the 77 is fourth. Mitch Wendell in the 21 fifth. Dennis Dupuis in the 126 is sixth. Chuck Taylor in the 15 runs seventh. Brian Short in the 40 is eighth. Charlie Diamond in the 8 is ninth. And the 26 of Bob Bolduc is 10th. Your top 10 after 20 laps. Brian Grant's right there, still waiting to make a move on Greg Storer. They'll get 2 laps to go, this time by 2 to go. White flag goes up and trouble in the turn. Caution flag comes out. Charlie Diamond in trouble over there in the number 8. Gets refired and looks like dropped some liquid on the racetrack as well. Pace car is off. We'll go green-white checker on this one. Here they come, and there's the green. Greg Storer is able to get the jump, and look out, Chuck Taylor in trouble in the 15 right at the start. A tough break for him as he gets the car refired, but he'll go down a lap. As the leaders come around, a flat right rear tire for Chuck Taylor. The white flag. Just a lap left. Greg Storer with a good-sized lead. Here comes Dennis Dupuis in the 126. And Storer will hold on to win. Brian Grant for second. A.J. Began finishes third in the 52. The 126 of Dennis Dupuis finishes fourth, and the 21 of Mitch Wendell in fifth. Big win for Greg Storer out of Bridgewater, Massachusetts. In the number 5, he won back here on May 27th, and he wins again tonight. Takes the College Town Mobile London Machine-sponsored car number 5 on his victory lap. And Bob Watson will speak to him in victory lane. So a big night of racing, a lot of racing here at the USA Speedway tonight. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Marty. Come by. Greg Storer. Good looking car number 5 into victory lane. On pink hats as they make their way down into victory lane. As he unbuckles out of that car. His 1989 Grand Prix. Greg Storer, camp by trade. And a stock car driver on the weekend. A round of applause for him. He's out of the car. Tonight's late model feature winner. Okay, let's go trackside now. Bob Watson is down there.
All right, Peter. kisses? Oh, kisses! Yeah, let me give you, you can, matter of fact, you can even change your hat if you like. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Wait a minute, we gotta get together on this thing here. This seems like it's, second, is it your second or third here?
Second.
Second visit to Victory Lane. Brian was all over you. Do you feel a little bit of pressure from Brian?
I feel a lot of pressure from everybody. There's nobody here you can't count out during the night. I didn't know who was behind me until the restart. I couldn't hear anybody. Then I see Brian next to me. I knew I really hit it. You better pay attention on the restart.
Let me ask you something. The went green flag for a pretty lengthy time. Is that kind of the way you like to race, or you rather go about 10 with a caution there?
No, flag to flag. That's the only way to go. You got to race. You can't race when you're under the yellow. You got to go flag to flag. Those are the nice ones.
Does the car hook up as you continue to get it warm on the tires? Or?
This guy goes better and better. The longer the race is, it's better and better. Yeah.
Now you shoe up in a midget once in a while too. When's your next ride now?
Hopefully I'll be running for Thompson as soon as I get this gas off my hand. That's the only reason I'm driving this season.
Well, again, I'm sure you got some people you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank my car owner, Frank and Cheryl Dembro, my sponsors, College Town Mobile, my engine man, Jack Lundeen, Snap-on Tools, Ken Perry's Auto Sales, Billy's Billiards, Quality Services, the Wooden Nickel Lounge, David D, Midway Mobile, West Bridgewater, and my whole crew. These guys are terrific. My wife, everybody.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Nice round of applause for tonight's late model feature winner, Greg Stahl.
Thank you, Bob Watson in Victory Lane, and that does conclude tonight's racing program. We'll see you again next Friday night under the lights here at Lee USA Speedway. Thanks again to our Winston Cup Top Dog Invitational drivers tonight, Dale Earnhardt, the big winner, Ken Schrader, Jeff Bodine, and Morgan Shepard for joining us. And we hope to see you again here next Friday night for Bikini Night, along with the Pro Stocks, Late Model, Street Stocks, and Hobby Stocks next Friday night.